Hello everybody, we are back with another YouTube video on our Mondays. Be sure you comment, be sure you get engaged, because if you ask a question, we will answer. We love doing these things. I'm Emily Schromm, personal trainer, nutritional therapy practitioner. Do a lot of things, but really I just want to make you empower yourself, because you got the tools, we just got to put it into practice. Today I want to talk about something so important and so necessary. How do I stop craving sugar? Right? Everyone wants to cut sugar. This is the new thing. Thank goodness it's the new thing, because sugar is really hard on our body. Not only is it a calorie that's empty, it's actually a negative calorie, because it takes all these good nutrients that we have, like B vitamins and zinc, and the things that we need to live the best life, and it zaps it from our system because it's no good for us. So it stresses our body out, it causes inflammation, and when you think of how your brain operates when we have a lot of sugar, it deteriorates the way we think. So if we're looking at thinking clearly and living a long time, sugar intake has to be monitored. And that's a really hard thing to do, because we just love sugar. Our brain is addicted to it, just like it could be to any other drug. And so be nice on yourself when you're looking at cutting it, but here are some tips to help you cut sugar a little bit easier. Number one, I'm gonna use my mom as a great example for this. My mom would do really good for breakfast and lunch, what she thought was really good. So probably lower calorie, really simple small meals, and then she would come home and crave sugar like crazy. So when I see situations like that, I say, well, how many calories and how much fat were we eating at breakfast? And just by consciously adding a little bit of good fats, avocados, coconuts, even grass-fed butter or ghee into your breakfast or into your little smoothie, you're going to cut sugar cravings later on in the night, which is super cool. When my mom called me and told me I added butter to my coffee and I no longer crave that chocolate at night, the light bulb went off, because it's finally saying if you give your body what it's craving in a different way, you no longer will have to feel bad about craving that thing. So let's take something off your plate and not make you feel so bad about craving some sugar. Number two, we need to balance our hunger and full hormones, leptin and ghrelin. And there's two ways we can do that. Number one, we need to sleep enough. If you're not sleeping well, if you're waking up in the middle of the night, if you have a hard time falling asleep, focus all your energy in optimizing your sleep, which we will do another YouTube video on, but also stop snacking. When we are always snacking, we're never balancing out those hormones that tell us I'm full or I'm hungry, and also it plays into our gut health. So we have this really complicated thing called the migrating motor complex in our small intestine. All it means is that it needs fasting periods. If we don't have fasting periods and we're grazing and snacking, you're always going to want to snack more. Number three, if you just cut sugar and you're really having a hard time getting through the day and getting through that first week of being able to not burn sugar as fuel, but burn fat as fuel, then try hacks like this. Branched chain amino acids added into your water, sea salt and lemon added to your water, and even those delicious NUUN tabs that I love and talk about all the time, add it to your water. It's gonna keep you hydrated and it's gonna keep you engaged, so you don't want to kill somebody at work when you're cutting sugar. Number four, I had a huge light bulb moment when I first cut gluten 8 years ago, and I craved chocolate like a mother. And I had no idea where these cravings came from until I realized a lot of the products that had gluten or whole grains that my body no longer wanted, oatmeal, quinoa, whole wheat flour, all of those had a lot of chromium and magnesium, two components that chocolate also has. So I realized these chocolate cravings didn't just come out of nowhere. It was because I got rid of something and now I needed to replace it with something else. So I created this Faux COCO recipe. You can use just cacao or hot cocoa powder without the sugar, add a little bit of almond milk, cinnamon, a little bit of honey, or take a magnesium supplement and your chocolate cravings will go away. Pretty cool that your body is telling you what you need, but sometimes it gets translated in cravings that we don't want. Number five, nature's pretty cool. So things like cinnamon, which has no sugar content, gives your body the same reaction that you're having something sweet. Although I don't like fake sweeteners and fake sugars, there are some that I do approve of. Maple syrup, honey, and even a little bit of stevia can be great alternatives while you're working on cutting all those processed sugars that are so important to cut out. Lastly, number six, this just sucks. Sometimes you gotta suck it up for that first week, staying hydrated, making sure you have that accountability buddy, doing the EmFit challenge, and just staying to the commitment you made to cut sugar. Once you get on the other side of that wall, I promise you, you will think clearly, you will think quicker, and you will live a better life. So don't wait anymore. Use my hacks and let's cut that sugar. I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, join my Facebook group below. This is a free Facebook group where I do Tea Time Tuesdays every Tuesday. I get to connect with you guys individually. I get to answer your questions. It's a really fun place to build that community if you don't have one on your own. And I'll see you next Monday.